So I would like to ask some student here, all the student here, who's in this room want to start up your own business? He too. So that's why I will ask you now. Talking about startup, there were some people comes, my friends also. They was like, I have these great ideas. That's why I want to be a startup. I want to be an entrepreneur. But then when they did it, there's so many things come in the way, like how to operate the companies, how to manage your staffs, how that you can make the clients feel happy with you, or even how do you find the clients. So I would like to ask Mr. Lin. He is also an entrepreneur in 10 years of Kakao's business. And how have you overcome that? At the first day when you're doing your own startup companies, what have you had to overcome?
The first thing is I agree with Christopher is kind of perseverance in your choice. I mean, if you choose to start up, you really patient and go for that. I think we start with entrepreneur and businessman. It's good that you use the word entrepreneur. The difference is that if you start up with, you're lucky because you students, you have a good school, and you have a good teachers, you have good professors to equip yourself with a lot of good things. So I think it's a kind of a blend to success. Nobody blends to fail, okay? So you're luckier than the normal people. For example, a person who cannot find a job. So you return home, ask for some money, and to start a coffee shop. We can say that is a startup as well, because she owns her own business, even very small. Or she can own the kind of Vietnamese noodle shop, sort of pho or something, or bánh mì. Or, there's a lot of startup you can see that's around the country. But I want to talk about the entrepreneurship, as beautiful ladies here talking about. Entrepreneur looking for a new value to the communities, new value to the market, new value to customer. So it give yourself some advantage right from the day one. I think it's really good for marketing strategy. You know, when I start myself, I think it's at a point of time, there's many people start with a coffee, rice, a lot of things. But I go for chocolate and cocoa powder. So in that point of time, there's a lot of assistance from foreign countries to help Vietnam for that kind of trees. So, you know, during a long period of time, I enjoy the kind of a single position in the market. Of course, I have to compete with imported goods or product, but I still control kind of a cost production and overheads and stuff like that. So I'm still okay and even better position in domestic market. So what I try to talking about is a kind of a new initiative. You guys, it is a tons of new ideas here. So start with a new idea, new value, so you got to be okay. Okay?
Thank you so much. Well, you see, when you actually start up your company and be an entrepreneur, like, you really have to communicate with the people who work together with you, your partner, your staff, your employees, because there's something that you're thinking in your head. If you not communicate to them, if you don't say it out, they wouldn't know what are you thinking and what is the vision of the company or the business. So come back to the questions, how to be successful if you want to become an entrepreneur, how to run a company. I think the really important factor is networking. And actually for myself too, I mean, I wouldn't sitting here if I don't have my network, and they wouldn't be here if you don't have your own network you build with your friends, your people that trusted you. So I would like to ask Professor Matthews, how networking is important. It's so important to be successful.
I think that's a very good question. I cannot underestimate it, because without networking, there's no way you can maybe get people that can trust you, or you can share your ideas, or they can validate your ideas. So the most important thing is, as graduates, or maybe as people that wanted to establish our business, you need to think about your network. And I'm teaching IT, so I'll always be going back to my IT background. I always say, when you're using Facebook, and how do you make sure that you build your network? You know, because it's very cheap, because it's not very expensive. This is something else that you're comfortable, you're already there. How can you use it to your advantage? The same thing when you have created a LinkedIn profile. How do you make sure that you create a powerful network, or people that can start sharing your ideas, and also they can start be part of the people that maybe can be potential partners. You can share some ideas with them. Even the people that you're working on assignments, this can be your potential partners, so that you can look at anyone else within RMIT or online anywhere else as a potential partner.
Thank you so much. And is there any more questions, please?
For the startup, do you think they should start from small first? And in order to have enough finance, do you think they start up by using their own money, or they should borrow from friends or from other people? Yeah.
Very good questions. So the answer is, it depends much on your risk taking. So I guess startup is not new in this country. Like I just mentioned, go back home, borrow money from mom and dad, start with a coffee shop. And is she scary? Yes, to some extent she's scary. But she thinks that is a mom and dad's money. So it's not carry much. I don't recommend that. So entrepreneur is a really risk taker. So I guess depend on your initiative or the new value that you're really looking for. You start yourself upfront first. Yes, and as Christopher mentioned, you have a plan, you have a vision, you have a communication, and you get people along with you. So that's the real models, and you are the main people who are going to be held responsible. And by recognizing the responsibility, you will doing good things. So people just follow you when they think that you are trustworthy partner. Okay, so you start from yourself first. I think that at least thinking about entrepreneur, thinking about the open business, you have to save a little bit of money. I heard from bodies that they have jewelries, they have a car, they have a piece of land or house at that point of time, so you start with. In Vietnam, it's really optimistic about starting up a new business. We are Vietnamese, we enjoy our cultures of a risk-taking, okay? And somebody take it is very positive, is I kind of like pay huge money to learn lessons. It's like you pay the big bill for RMIT. Is that true? Okay.
So you see that each and every one here, all of them are the successful business persons in their expert, and this is the time for you to ask them as many questions as possible and create a network, and it will happen as the lobby. So thank you one more time, gentlemen, for being here, and thank you for all of your helpful answers. And I would like to invite first all the business person to move to their lobby for their networking sections, and also the student. Thank you so much again.
Tôi học được rất là nhiều thứ từ trong chương trình này. Thứ nhất là những vị khách, tôi rất ấn tượng với những người khách mời bởi vì họ rất là thành công và mục đích mà con đường dẫn tới thành công của họ rất là dài, và cách mà họ đạt được thành công là dựa trên đam mê và kiên nhẫn và rất là nhiều thứ khác.
Và các diễn giả là các khách mời là những người rất là nổi tiếng về trong kinh doanh, thì qua các diễn giả thì em biết được là những khó khăn cũng như được những khó khăn thử thách khi mà mình bắt đầu khởi nghiệp.
Hôm nay là một chương trình rất tuyệt vời, giống như một buổi đối thoại trực tiếp giữa những người doanh nhân như chúng tôi và các bạn sinh viên ở đây. Với cái khung cảnh này và một cái buổi chia sẻ rất thân thiện, tôi nghĩ là nhà trường ở tất cả các nơi cần phát triển nhiều hơn các cái buổi đối thoại trực tiếp này, và câu lạc bộ doanh nhân 2030 sẵn sàng có những doanh nhân từ 20 người đến 50 người đến chia sẻ với tất cả các sinh viên ở các trường.